What's going on, everybody? K to the 2 here with week 3 of the NPL. This week we are going up in our first conference matchup of the season against the Chicago Sacred Fire and Stab X4, whom we've had a pretty solid rivalry with. We have not lost a single match against him, and we're looking to keep it that way, as we are sitting at 1-1 at -5 right now because, well, let me just explain to you what happened in week 2. Yeah, we got 6-0'd. Yeah. It wasn't pretty. It took like 50 turns, and then I didn't get a video out because I went to PAX and I wasn't able to get my artwork or I wasn't able to get all the stuff I needed out to a Zeke to get my artwork done in time. But oh well, things happen. It probably won't happen again because I'm not planning to go anywhere within the span of this season again. So this week we are going up against Stab, and his team is pretty threatening. So in order to get back what we lost, make it seem like we're not that much in the hole, hopefully, I'm going, instead of lacing up the skates, we're lacing up the sneakers. We're bringing the Detroit Bad Boys from the 88-89 season, heading up against his Chicago Bulls, headed by Michael Jordan. And we are going to see if Bill Laimbeer can tear the house down. And in order to do that, I came up with a little bit of a strategy that maybe some people would consider cheap, but you know what? I don't really care, because in order to get a 6-0 back, I need to really come up with a good strategy. So let's get right into the game plan. So the game plan that I have come up with is a baton passing strategy. We are going to start off by agility passing with Mega Scizor into Azumarill. Now, in order to do this, I need to be able to get myself in a position to force a switch with Mega Scizor and get a free agility up. In order to do this, he has a few options that I'd be able to do this against. He has Blissey, he has Gardevoir, he has... I don't remember off the top of my head, sorry. Anyway, I can get a free agility off and then baton pass right into Azumarill, at which point there really isn't a whole lot he can do. In order to find a free switch as well, I'm bringing a little bit of Volt Turn with me. I am bringing Choice Scarf and Fernape with U-Turn, and I'm bringing defensive Rotom Wash with Volt Switch, of course. And once I get that agility into Azumarill, I'm going to go ahead and set up a Belly Drum. And I know I can do this because at worst, he would be doing like he'd be doing at most like 60% with Energy Ball from Manaphy if he switches it in and tries to take it out before my Citrus Berry activates, which wouldn't work. And also his Talonflame could Brave Bird and do the same amount. So I really gotta watch the HP and make sure he doesn't get rocks up, or else the sweep might not happen. Because I really need to set up the Belly Drum. With the agility, I'd be able to outspeed Talonflame and out-prioritize it with Aqua Jet, so then it can't kill me with another Brave Bird. I'm bringing Play Rough and Knockoff on it. With this coverage, I hit everything on his team hard enough to kill it. There's literally no switch-ins to a Belly Drum Azumarill. And once it has that speed, he really can't do anything, which is why I have that final slide on there as win. However, if I'm not able to do it, I do have a backup plan. I do have my Scarf and Fernape. I'm bringing the Sylveon and Skarmory Core along with Rotom Wash That way I can deal with most of his team with little offensive pressure, but I'd be able to phase him out, get some rocks damage going, and really put pressure on him to sweep my team late game without dying to stealth rocks, because Talonflame is his biggest threat, and if I can remove it using stealth rocks and whatever, that will be pretty much the game, because outside of Talonflame, his team isn't looking to really put up huge numbers against mine. So yeah, let's go ahead and get right into the game. Alright, so getting right into it, as you can see, we do have a pretty good matchup this time. I don't really have a whole lot for Gengar, especially if it's carrying HP Fire, which it probably is. And we don't really have a whole lot for Manaphy either. However, if we do get off that free agility pass into Azumarill, it's looking like, unless he has choice banded Talonflame, he won't be able to get enough damage on us to prevent us from setting up a belly drum and completely wrecking his team. So for the lead matchup, I decided to go with Rotom, since it does have the free Volt Switch against anything really. If he decides to lead off with Gliscor, I can go ahead and just Hydro Pump that. Otherwise, I can Volt Switch out, depending on whatever he brings in. And yeah, looking at his team, if he brought banded Talonflame, it would be just really detrimental to him in the end, because that's a free switch in for Rotom every time in order to get off a free Volt Switch or a Pain Split or whatever. If he goes for Brave Bird at any point, that's a free switch in for Skarmory. So he knows that he can't bring Banded, and he has to bring Sword Stance in order to be able to switch up moves. So it's looking to be in my favor in order to do this. So let's get right into the match. Let's go ahead and click start. He leads actually with the Gardevoir, which is going to be so huge for us. We are slower because we have no speed investment. He gets off a Will-O-Wisp as we Volt Switch out into our Scizor, Isaiah Thomas, which is going to threaten him out because of the Bullet Punch. And we are going to be able to set up our agility now. Right here he goes into his Gliscor, predicting the incoming Bullet Punch, and right here there's really nothing he can do at this point. He could taunt, preventing my Azumarill from setting up a belly drum, but that's only if he's carrying it. Also, as you can see, he doesn't have Toxic Orb, so that was most likely his Defogger and his Rocker, unless Jirachi had rocks, which, looking at it, it might have. And we are going to go ahead and Baton Pass into Azumarill now as Talonflame comes out. And right here, he goes for the Brave Bird, and if this does over, what was it? It needs to be 75%, or yeah, it has to be 75% in order for me not to get off my belly drum and be able to sweep his team. And in order to hit that amount of damage, he would have to be banded. However, he does 66%. We're able to get our Citrus Berry back up, get our belly drum, and it's over. Like, we outspeed him with our Aqua Jet because we out-prioritize him after the +2 speed. Talonflame goes down to this Aqua Jet, nothing he can do about that. His first switch-in is his Manaphy, which is probably his best option. I was really afraid of him bringing a what's it called? A Focus Sash Gengar, which would have completely stopped any sort of sweep that I had going. But since he didn't, Manaphy was his next best switch. I had a 10% chance of not hitting this play rough, which last season I missed 2 in a row and it stopped a belly drum sweep by a Zoomerl, unfortunately. However, this time we do connect with play rough, knocking this thing straight out. Next up is Jirachi, which is just going to go down to a knockoff. Luckily, he wasn't Choice Scarf, or he might have been able to outspeed, but he wasn't. Next up is the Gliscor, which just goes down to the Aqua Jet, along with the Gardevoir, and last but not least, a not Focus Sash Gengar, which goes straight down to the Aqua Jet. So, really, really fast match. Right before the match, I was like, listen, Zero, this is how it's gonna go. And he's like, you know what, man? Alright. I'll listen to you, but I don't think it's gonna happen. And turn by turn, I told him exactly how it would go down, and that's how it went down. So, we got back our 6-0 loss with a 6-0 victory, which happened probably to be like the fastest match I've ever played, like in my Pokemon career, not just the NPL, just overall. But yeah, it was a fun week. Didn't last long, but I had fun with it. Stav had fun with it too. He took the loss very well. Like, there was nothing he could do. And yeah, that's enough for the match. So next week we are going up against Cheese Boy and the Phoenix Sunkern. It's going to be a very good match. Make sure to stay tuned. I am looking to carry our momentum that we picked up by getting this 6-0. Our first ever win of 5-0 or more, I'm pretty sure. And take it and run with it, because if we can, we definitely make a really nice push for #1 in our conference, which would be really nice since the wildcard race is not something I want to really take a gander at. So make sure to leave a like on this video, leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys next time when we go against the Phoenix Sunkern.